Well, good morning, guys. Hope everything's going well for you guys. Pretty awesome here on the homestead. It's a beautiful day today. The sun is kind of behind the clouds. It's been cool. We've got a north wind blowing. And goodness, it's nice. I finally got around to lowering my trellis on my grapevines. I had them way too high. I'd had them set up where it was pretty difficult. I couldn't ever really get the grapes to reach the trellis. So what I did yesterday, I actually pruned them, lowered the trellis, got the trellis where it's supposed to be at about the height where the grapes would easily go on, and I'll tell you what, it looks like a million times better. So that's what we did yesterday, and as you can see all the grapes, I actually, in my pruning, as you can see on the ground there, I cut off a ton of grapes. That's hard to do. It's really difficult in my brain because I'm thinking, oh, there's grapes there, I don't want to cut them off. But you know, honestly, the best thing you can do for your grapevines is to prune them out, to prune them well, and to get all the weak growth off, to give space for the good growth to grow. So actually I should probably get better grapes, bigger grapes. Now I've got quite a number of grapes on the vines, but I'm not really sure whether we're going to be able to harvest this year. I guess we probably will, those that are ready to harvest, because it looks like some of those grapes are coming along pretty good. So anyway, I'll keep you abreast on what's happening on the grapevines. All right, let's go over here and look and see if we've got anything on this one. A little bitty one down there. Yeah, that one won't be ready yet. We'll wait on it. I've got some what they called Israeli cantaloupes growing here. I'm really anxious for those. Those were some of the sweetest cantaloupes we've ever eaten. We bought some from a local vendor that was selling them on the side of the road. They were awesome. So I saved the seeds and put them in, and we'll see if they come out. That's at least something that wasn't voluntary, whatever you want to say, voluntary. There's some more. Ooh, there's a big old spaghetti squash hanging. I didn't even see that one. That's a pretty good size one there. Yeah, that's a pretty good size one. Honestly, I don't even know when they're ready. I don't know how to tell when they're ready, so I'll probably have to go talk to Mr. Google Pants and see if I can figure that out. See when they're ready. Look at my asparagus. Is that not gorgeous? Coming up really nicely. This is the first real year that it's grown. Then I've got my elderberry growing here. I love this elderberry. I've got a whole bunch of them planted. There's my honeyberry, and it's not doing so good in here. I don't know what the problem is with my honeyberries. I was really excited about having those. It's a Haskell. But man, I've got one or two of them that are doing real well, and a bunch of them that just aren't doing so well. So I don't really know what to do. So if you've got some suggestions what to do with my honeyberries, I've got some in the back to Eden garden. Oh, I don't think I've planted any of them outside the back to Eden, so I may try putting some in just normal soil and see how they do there. But I'm not really sure what the deal is. Some of them in here in the back to Eden garden are doing well. Some of them are not doing so well. Of course, the chickens, ducks, and geese found out I'm over here, so now they want to come around and say hello. Good morning. They're saying good morning to y'all too, so there you are. Looks like I've got some beans ready. You know, this is our first year to ever do beans of any kind. So I mean, I'm not even familiar with how to do them. I remember I used to shell them, whatever you call it, whenever I was a kid. We always enjoyed that. Actually, we didn't enjoy that, but we got to do it anyway. So I never knew when they were ready, when they're not ready, so I don't know what to do. Got some zucchini over here. Looks like that one will be ready to come off probably tomorrow, because they grow so fast. I love zucchini. I planted a bunch of lettuce in the middle of this, over this trellis, under this trellis, because I thought, well, when the tomatoes grow up, I've got tomatoes on this side, I've got cucumbers on this side, and I thought, well, when they grow up over the trellis, it'll make a great shade for the lettuce. Man, the lettuce hadn't hurt at all. As hot as it's been here, the lettuce has just continued to grow, hasn't bolted. So pretty awesome. Anyway, I love it. It's one of those things you can just pick and eat. Good stuff. It's a little bit bitter, but I always hear bitters are good for you, so I'll have a little bit of bitter. Now my aronia, I think this is the Brilliantissima, the red chokeberry, doing extremely well in here. The black chokeberry is doing well. Melanocarpia is growing very well. As you can see, I'll show you, this is my okra, and it's finally coming up. Planted it really late, but that's okay. It'll be a lot of okra. I planted it all real close together. We like them that way. I have no idea what this is. It's some kind of a bean looking vine plant, whatever you want to call it. It is taking over here. It's a volunteer something. I have no clue what it is. Didn't know what this plant was until I went and Mr. Google Pantsed it, and I found out it's well, shucks, now I forgot what it is. But anyway, it's well, anyway, I won't try to bore you with that. My blackberry's doing awesome, doing extremely well, growing like crazy. Taking over here on this end. We've got a few blackberries, but the birds have mostly picked them off. Some of these red ones are still here, but for the most part, the robins have been over here stealing my blueberries and my blackberries. And so we really haven't gotten any. I picked a few blueberries off before the robins found out they were here. And haven't got any almonds yet. Haven't got any pomegranates. My pomegranates died back to the root, except for a couple of them. A couple of them came out again from where they were. But no pomegranates still. Just hanging in there, hoping they'll come on out. My kiwi, my hardy kiwi, came back like gangbusters, is doing very well. Has been blooming in the last few days. Seems awfully late because it's like mid-July, well, 22nd of July, and so it's, I don't understand it, but it is blooming right now. My comfrey, doing very well. I've never grown comfrey before, didn't even know what comfrey was until recently, and found out it's really good food for both man and animal. So we're gonna continue to grow it. I think, if I remember correctly, it is a perennial, so it should come back. If it is perennial, I can't really remember. But my little almond, I got one bloom on my almond this year, and no almonds. So anyway, as you can see, we've got kind of a haphazard garden here. Tons and tons of volunteer tomatoes. Tons of volunteer tomatoes. And I've actually been picking some tomatoes, so that's not all bad. I actually planted some over on this trellis, right up against this trellis, thinking that since they're indeterminate, they would climb up the trellis, and they haven't gotten up the trellis yet, but the volunteer tomatoes are doing very well. So anyway, we're okay with that. Anyway, that's about it. I do have some I did plant some rhubarb in here somewhere. There it is. There's a rhubarb. It's trying to come out among this, whatever the heck this plant is. I don't know what it is, but I've got 2 rhubarb plants. I've also never planted rhubarb before. In fact, my wife's going, why are you planting rhubarb? We don't eat rhubarb. Well, maybe we should. So that's why I planted it. Anyway, pretty exciting seeing what's coming along. I'm loving the cooler weather today. It is so awesome. It's in the 80s instead of the 99s and 100s. When we went down to Sweetwater this weekend, it was 106 on the way down there. So we're ready for a little bit of cool. You know, I don't like winter at all, but there are days whenever I really would like to see some cooler weather anyway. I don't like the cold of winter. I don't like the hot of summer. So just give me, I guess, what, 72 degrees average, Hawaii, Costa Rica, something like that. I'll be good with that. Anyway, hey, thanks guys. Talk to you later.